We've been doing this research with AstroTurf for 13 years, and what we do is we are an unbiased, independent resource. And so before it goes to market, AstroTurf is able to fine-tune it, fix the problem, trying to do trial and error, testing it outside in real-world conditions, indoors with our testing lab, but giving the data back and saying, look, this is what's good and bad about the product, so you can refine it to be a better product, a more consistent and safer product is what we're here for. My goal is, when I've been at the University of Tennessee now 21 years, we've built our sports turf research program from looking at different natural grasses to how they evaluate them, to taking it to a whole other level where we've been working for the last 13, 14 years with AstroTurf, looking at both natural grass and artificial for the performance, and not just the performance of the surfaces, but how the athlete to the surface interacts. So when we first started this partnership with AstroTurf, we built a machine called Taft, and that helps us simulate athlete to surface interactions and measurements of cleats, how they interlock with natural and artificial turf surfaces. And we started working with biomechanics and kinesiologists, so we've actually got some studies we've done with different synthetic turf systems indoors over force plates and things right here at the University of Tennessee for AstroTurf over the years. So it's been pretty exciting trying to improve the playability, performance, and safety of both natural and artificial turf surfaces. When it comes to a sports turf surface, it's consistency and uniformity, and they're the key. And so a nice natural grass surface is actually quite uniform, consistent. As it gets worn, maybe there becomes issues of variability. So we've investigated different technologies of doing hybrid stitch systems with sysgrass plots and looking at maintaining that consistency and uniformity. For synthetic turf, trying to keep it consistent and uniform, people think, oh, an artificial turf surface is going to be consistent, but really, any variations in the infill can change how a foot interacts with that surface. So we've done a lot of maintenance research looking at how to keep them consistent, uniform, where that infill depth has been more consistent, looking at different infills, stitching gauges and pile heights to make a denser turf that is more playable, uniform throughout an entire season or several years. Is there an ideal system? We're fine-tuning is what's the ideal system. So it's not just the system or the surface, but it's also the athlete that's playing on it. And then the third component is the cleat. What's the shoe type that the athlete's interacting with that surface? So we're looking at that, and we're going to try to come up with, I guess, what's the best way to, the recipe to say, hey, when you're on this surface and you're this type of athlete performing, these are the types of shoes that are going to give you good performance or great performance, but not put loads on your body. They're going to be so excessive that you might get injured. And we've done a lot of work for Major League Baseball pitches in other countries, maybe Canada, and where it helped with the surfaces to identify what's the best surface for. And it's not just the athlete in the surface. We started looking at the baseball bounce and how the ball reacts coming off the surface, and how much splash is coming off of the infill, how fast the ball gets to the shortstop. And we do a lot of these ballistic work looking at high-speed cameras to measure all of these.